Hello, Skins. Yo, what up, what up, what up? Hello, hello, hello. We seen some sick Godzilla stuff today. I'm pretty sure my reveal's tomorrow, no? If not, I don't have anything prepared, so I'll be doing it tomorrow. But I'm pretty sure my reveal is tomorrow. Let me check my email real fast. Yeah, my reveal's tomorrow. 4 checkcasters tonight. 4 checkcasters tonight. Yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure not. I'm pretty sure not. I can't think of a question to ask, but is there any way we can dedicate some time to talk about Hero 2? We can talk about Hero 2. I'm down for that. I'm down to talk about Hero 2. I started thinking about the ban list that I have to make. Okay. Come on. 12 symbols is a fantastic start. I agree. Yeah, I got a good feeling about Godzilla. I got a good feeling about it. What up? How's it going, man? Hello? Maybe it's on my end.
No, it wasn't. I was swapping mics.
Perfect. Hello.
Hello. Sorry, I'm finishing up.
I saw good.
I gotta message Levi a little bit more.
Good work day today.
Yeah, just trying to get a bunch of this world stuff finalized to get it in the hands of the people. Just stuff like that.
I love it. How's the new job?
It's good. It's good. I have a lot to learn, obviously. A lot of meetings, a lot more meetings I've ever been in. Meeting a bunch of people and a lot of our partners that we work with. But yeah. So the past couple hours, I've been getting articles ready to go for the world's people, because obviously you guys have the first bit of info, but obviously you guys want to know what you're playing for,
That'd be dope.
Yeah, so
That'd be dope.
just getting all that stuff ready to go for you guys.
Barrett got promoted. Yeah, that guy's got a real job now.
I mean, it's sideways. I'm just in a different department.
Yeah, that guy's got a real job. He's done playing silly card games and shit.
Yeah, I'm officially, at least currently, I'm a organized play event coordinator. That is what I am.
I can't find. There it is. Okay. Then, boop. Okay. Hey, perfect. And then I got this, and then I come up here, and then we come here. Yeah. Planning a short stream tonight because I want to raid over to the forecast crew as they are doing their
Card reveal.
Their card reveals.
Levi, they don't know about those yet. Can't be spoiling them.
I stole one of the top cut bags when doing a photography. When doing the photography today, Barrett. They look sick. We do know about them. We know that they exist, but not what they look like.
Do you?
Yeah, hold the bags.
As somebody, hold on.
I'm positive that we do. I'm positive.
I'm not gonna fall for it. I'm not gonna dox myself. I'm looking it up.
I don't know what the bag looks like. It's like a little sling bag.
Okay, then that is not what Levi is talking
about. Dope. Different bag for top cuts. Hey, that's sick. All right, today we learned. Hey, easy. Oh, I had the Riftbound Super Show logo up. Sorry, that's not what we're doing. Hey, now it's Universus. No, you know the participation bag exists, and I don't know the top cut bags exist. Okay, that's
right,
good.
13 people in chat. Be chill.
That's good. That's good that I don't know the top cut bags exist.
From what it sounds like, we will have this, and I'm not gonna make any promises, but from what it sounds like, this article should be ready to go tomorrow, as long as marketing is okay with that. So still one of those two, though. Nice.
Are you now a person that I can bug about getting shit done for the stream, or does that still need to be Levi?
I mean, I will still be working the streams, and I care about their production quality and everything like that. When it comes to like signing dotted lines and like budgets and stuff associated with that, no, that is still Levi.
Damn. Okay. All right. Okay. That's good to know.
But essentially, I work for Levi, so if that
right,
helps.
Yeah. Okay, it does. Yeah, so maybe I can get a meeting with you at some point, and we can talk about the ideas that I've had. But truthfully, I've been pulled in about 85 different directions over the new year, and I have just like not been able to put any time into it. But hopefully next week. Yeah, you do you have an opening topic while people come in and get their questions?
No,
started
I've
up,
also been
queued
pulled
up?
a million directions. So,
Okay. All right. All right.
I mean, we could keep it simple. I don't know how many people plan on coming in here today and talking about Godzilla, but obviously, like, that's the new hotness to discuss, right?
Yeah, I don't actually think we've had a. Did we have a UVS show since Buffalo?
No, we
Yeah.
went off for the holidays.
Yeah, I think we could. We could just like.
Tam, I
Yeah.
haven't seen you in.
It's been like a month.
I'm doing the math. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 4th week I think I haven't seen you. Because then you traveled, you went out of town,
Yeah.
and obviously this year both New Year's and Christmas fell on our podcast day.
You trying to
So
get
we
lunch
just
next
didn't-
week? I live in the same state as you. You want to get lunch?
We can do lunch. That's fine.
Let's get lunch. Let's figure out lunch off stream. That'd be dope. That'd be fun.
I'll still be like attached to my phone.
That's
but,
okay.
Like,
That's okay. Let's just here's the actual crux of it. I want to get lunch because my girlfriend doesn't like Korean fried chicken somehow, and I have been pining for some Korean fried chicken very very badly.
there's one out by like Millard West, like closer to you, isn't there?
Yeah,
One
yeah,
by like
yeah,
Euro
yeah.
88 or whatever, by that
Yeah.
Hy-Vee.
There's that, and there's also there's one at like, it's like 132nd and Center. Like,
I don't know.
it's over by K Fried Chicken Omaha. Yeah, it's 132nd and Center.
I've never heard
that
of
is
this place. BBQ chicken.
BBQ chicken. Yeah, it was dope.
That's the one I'm thinking
It
of.
was pretty good.
Oh, it's by the Dave & Buster's. Okay.
Yeah.
You trying to go to Dave & Buster's?
You trying to go to Dave & Buster's?
I'm gonna find this other one though, because it
That's
is
funny.
closer to like you.
Well, I'm down to meet in the middle, and I like okay.
There is no middle.
Sure.
Because
Sure.
this other one is out of the way for both of us, because we both have to go there over there.
Okay.
Not Harrison. It's like on Q or something. Yeah. Here it is.
Chad, I guess it's your invite if you can show up to Omaha. Just crash and figure out our lunch date. That's a Korean fried chicken place. While he's figuring out what what lunch we should get next week, this is the Tam and Barrett Universus Super Show. We haven't officially started recording yet, but as a reminder, because we've been off for literally an entire month, if you guys want to ask your questions over here in the Twitch channel, you can spend your hard-earned channel points in order to ask some questions. We will talk about your topic on the show without you, but if you'd like to come and be the third member on the show, you can go into my Discord to the Ask Tam a Question channel, submit your ticket there, ask a question. I'll drop you into the Twitch channel where me and Bear are recording, and then we can all hang out and record this thing together.
The place I was looking for doesn't exist anymore, so.
Hey, we're going to KBBQ.
I did, however, just learn that there is a Dave's Hot Chicken out west. I didn't think there was one out here.
I still want Korean fried chicken, but maybe Dave's is in our near future.
No.
I'm not opposed.
Yeah, questions. We need your questions.
Yeah.
You guys should have a month's worth of questions.
A whole month.
Anything from Buffalo, because that's what's happened since we've seen you all, to new cards, KOF stuff.
Yeah,
that's
KOF.
also been since.
Yeah.
KOF, Godzilla reveals, Worlds is coming up. Officially wise, like there's one more date for a potential ban list before that format is determined. Right?
Homie, if there's a ban list next month, I'm gonna pull my hair out. Wild. Not your department.
Say, not my department anymore.
I love it. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna click the record button. Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to a long-awaited episode of the Tam and Barrett Universus Super Show. My name is Tam, and I'm joined by Barrett, and potentially you. That's right. This is a call-in, a radio show where you can come and ask us your universe question and have a three-way conversation with us right here on the channel. All you got to do that is leave your question as a channel point here over in Twitch. Sorry, my YouTube frogs. No way we can fix that. As well as, well, there is a way, but I haven't done it yet. As well as come join me over on my Discord. We can actually come be on the channel itself, on the show, ask a question, have a bit of a conversation. But as I said, we've been gone for about a month. Barrett, how has your month been in Universus?
Good. It's been very good, mainly because Barrett has a new job. I still work for UVS Games, but I now am a organized play event coordinator, and I am not just doing that in the world of Universus, but I am also doing it in the world of Riftbound. So I'm basically all things card game related, helping events be the best that they can be, with not just with Levi, but also with Justin and Bill and the rest of the organized play team, like Chris. So yeah, that's been my month. I mean, obviously we went on vacation or the holidays, as most of the world did, and then came back and immediately jumped into a new position. So this is only my second week now doing this new position. So I have not necessarily touched as many cards and played as many games as I used to in the past year, the past 2 years. But I am a lot more locked and loaded on like things that are going on in the world and getting these events ready to go. Of course, assisting Levi mainly right now as we have the World Championship coming up next month. But coinciding with that event is 2 Riftbound regionals that I'm also helping prepare for. One over in Italy and another one here in the United States in Vegas. So, yeah, I've been pretty busy, man.
Yeah, that's exciting. Truthfully, I have been I have been busy in a different way, doing a bunch of I've been to Michigan twice in the past 3 weeks. One of which was a plane trip, one of which was an 11-hour drive, which was not very fun. I'm thankful I hadn't ate, but went up there, hung out, played in the Buffalo Regional. I did okay, and then
But your deck did well.
it was not my
Like,
deck. That was
Sure,
that was
your
his deck for
character
sure.
that you're rooting for.
My character that I was rooting for did well, and I talked to Constantine a ton. Actually, he came up and talked to me and was like, "Blah blah blah. I don't like Luna. I think that card's bad." And I was like, "I think you're out of your goddamn mind."
But he
Record
won,
scratch.
No, it's great. Honestly, well deserved to Constantine.
Yeah, totally.
But I think the point I'm trying to say though is that like literally the event before that was Glasgow, and you did show up at that event like in a huge way, right? And
Yeah.
then that was the first time or second time now that Mikasa, Yuzura's Hope, had made a top cut appearance, and you got so close, and then immediately after that actually made the splash and won the whole thing, right? And
Yeah.
of course Constantine, well deserved. He's been playing for a while now and finally got his first win, so that's a big deal for him.
Yeah, there was no way that I was winning that tournament. It was just not possible.
Fair.
Yeah. The Sunday, we'll get into it. I think I got like 6th place or something like that. The Sunday that I woke up, I was not feeling 100%, but like we ran it as you do. And I sit down and I'm playing against oh my goodness, what is their name? I will go find it because they deserve every shout out possible.
Did they beat you?
Yeah, they kicked my teeth in. Ezra Miller. Ezra playing Krista.
I got to fly home with Ezra and his crew. They're awesome.
First time I ever played Ezra. See them in matches all the time. Playing my 3rd Krista of the weekend. I had played against I had played against Ryan Field on Krista. I had played against Travis Tangeman on Krista, and I played against Ezra on Krista. And obviously, my top cut Krista was the best Krista there. that deck mollywopped me. So we get into game 1. I'm like playing all my cards. I'm like not 100%. I'm like missing a couple triggers. And truthfully, and here's my only Johns. Over the course of the 2 matches, I do not see a single copy of Dual Needle Lunge touch my hand. Not one. Not a single one. Versus the character that says stack the top card of my deck, then draw it. Imagine if I was allowed to mill the top 2 cards of their deck to like combat whatever this was.
Yeah.
And so like John's aside, I'm like fighting for my life because I haven't seen the best card of my deck and the tech piece against them. I've got like 3 cards in my hand, and they go City Rampage, and I go, okay, gonna be a tough turn. They go attack, it resolves, attack, it resolves. I like fan my hand out, and I have a Coinma's Task in my hand that I was saving for a runaway. And I like look and I go, oh, I just threw the turn. I forgot that this could cancel the +2 to your check and let you do whatever you want. I was like, oh, okay, game 1, I just threw for fun. And then game 2, I got unyielding and like just like got kicked out of top cuts. This is 2 top cuts in a row that like my deck lost to unyielding, even when I had like sideboard pieces in to fight it, and it just like didn't matter. Just truly kryptonite for, I don't know if it's true kryptonite for Mikasa, but certainly kryptonite for me. If I'm playing Mikasa sense. And you unyielding me, I don't know what to do, man. I just lose.
Obviously, it's not impossible. Obviously, again, Constantine still won the event, and I'd have to go look and see how many times he might have ran into that card. But
he ran into it in round 2, in Swiss, and promptly 2-0'd the Hanj that was playing it. So like, apparently it's possible.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's a counter, but the idea of putting the character that wants to blow up her foundations to draw cards going down to 4 doesn't feel great, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can't play cards that like you don't mind blowing up because they'll give you a bonus, right? You know, like. If you choose to play things like Enormous Hex in that character or whatever, you could have some cards to survive against it a little bit better. But I mean, yeah, it was still well deserved. And then not only just that, right? Like your fellow teammate also made finals, which punched his ticket to day 2 as well, right?
It was dope.
That was basically the only way that he was getting to day 2 auto locked, and he got it, right? So, and then I went out to dinner to help celebrate with that, and you guys in the trading post. And then ending up at Applebee's the night before.
Yuck.
That was nuts. That was a crazy fever dream experience. But Buffalo was great. I had a great time, and I was honestly very impressed by the people because more of you showed up than I ever thought was going to happen the week before Christmas. But you know, roughly what was it, 80-ish, 70 people, whatever it was.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like low 50s, right? I think like doubling expectations is like pretty good.
But all in all, I liked the event. It was a good time, and celebrating the holidays with my Universus family was nice.
Yeah. Besides that, I think during that event we got access to all of the KOF cards, which are buck wild. Like they're insane. Like I was almost convinced that like, oh, the world's meta that we have going out of Guilty Gear is basically what it's going to be. There's not the Guilty Gear, the KOF cards aren't going to be like that crazy. There's a lot of good KOF cards, like a lot of good KOF cards. Makes me not nervous but excited about to see like what the community is going to be able to figure out and brew up for this event. As well as like what they're willing to, how much testing they're willing to put in with, as you said, pre-recording. There is another ban list looming in the weights.
Opportunity, right? Yeah, ban list opportunity. Chance. Whatever they decide to, because it is no longer my decision or assistant's decision. Like it's not something I'm a part of anymore, but they'll make a decision, right, of whatever they think. And yeah, I mean, part of it is that, you know, those KOF decks are going to be legal for this event, as well as some champ cards that are now legal. That also shifts things up, at least since the Buffalo format and meta. And yeah, you've got a good reason to have the good symbol now, right? And I think a lot of players have not looked at that symbol or characters with that symbol in a long time. And there's some good ones, right? For sure.
Yeah. There's a lot more game to be played. That is for sure. But let's talk a little bit. I don't necessarily want to talk about Buffalo, because like the results are like locked in. We've got a new meta happening on the horizon, and I didn't win. So I think what I want to do is I do want to talk a little bit about these KOF cards, and what impact you think that they are going to have. You're not on the design team anymore, so I get to just ask you a bunch of questions. I'm
not true.
Naming, and you're gonna answer them all. I demanded. I'm naming this section of the show KOF cards impact on worlds. KOF's impact on worlds. And so my question for you is do you think that it'll be two questions. KOF character, top cuts slash wins worlds, and slash or um uh do you think that like a KOF card will be the main strategy of worlds, i.e., like building in Team Hero or I know Hadir is like crazy, like it is. It's there's a lot of good stuff out of KOF. How high impact do you think it's going to be?
Uh, Medium to like slightly above medium impact. And the reason I say that is because, again, part of what I said earlier, a lot of people have not really been paying attention to the good symbol, and like I don't think necessarily there's a lot of characters in the KOF decks that people are like really gung ho about going into. I've seen sprinkling of people that like Benimaru. That's great. You know, aggro shaped seven hander.
Yeah.
That can snap momentum over and over and over again, but also has some defensive pieces, right, with minus speed. Shune, very straightforward, like aggro wants to string out kind of style character, and using these cool little thruster visions. I haven't seen anybody talk about Kun. And then on the other side of the deck, I don't think I've heard anyone really actually talk about those characters, and more so talk about the cards that exist within that deck. Um, as there's a seal synergy, so if someone wants to go build seal that deck, there are pieces across the past 3 years that are good for that kind of synergy.
Do you mean
But you
on
could kind of do it in any
team rival side?
rival. Yeah, on
Yeah.
team rival side. For that deck, I just haven't really seen a lot of people talking about those characters per se. But yeah, you talk about Hidir. I mean, Breaker 2 is great, and then also defensive card pool ability, offensive card pool ability. If you have like form, speed, draws, stuff like that, very cool card. Probably actually one of my favorites from that deck specifically. And on the other side, back to the hero deck, the good symbol actually having crazy good cards now, right? I think Syntheso, everybody knows that card is nuts.
Yeah.
Turning your flip abilities into not basically once per turns anymore
And
is
killing
huge.
Breaker is like massive, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Beating Breaker, beating Aries Smile, these kind of disruptive offensive flowing abilities is super good.
As well as cards like Wide Awake, which the way that it's worded, of course, is that it does work if your opponent tries to seal cards in your card pool,
Yeah.
and it replaces it. Checks a 6. People like low blocks, you know. And then even not just that, but cards within that deck, we have essentially a new version of uh, the training. What is whatever it's called? The Ochako card from set 1.
Oh, substitute member. 1/5/3 high block flip is
Yes,
change text
is
speed
the
to
new
3.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like a speed reset on a flip cost, you know, is not bad. Stuff like that. And so I think across the board, again, I think no one is debating that there isn't strong cards in here. I don't think though that we're going to see everybody necessarily catering to these new cards or these new strategies, and I think some people will want to go to Worlds with comfort. And if comfort is the name of your game, unless you were already playing a character with these symbols, which the biggest one I will say is like Midoriya, who gained access to new cards across 4 out of his 5 symbols, and
Yeah.
they're all attuned, of course.
My big question is like the follow up question is: do you think this finally pushes Midoriya to just be the biggest baddest guy in the room because he literally just got an entire new
No.
2 structure decks?
The answer is no, because I think people are still playing the one-shot deck, and I don't think any of these pieces necessarily, aside from like Wide Awake, help that strategy. Because that's like more defensive pieces to protect your big thing. And until people get a little more creative and stop playing him as a one-shot deck and just playing very good fundamental universes, which I've been preaching about all year.
Yeah.
He just plays fundamental universes with the largest card pool available than any other character. Imagine how good that would be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's not what people are focusing on. I don't see even people like Corey Nelson like reinventing the wheel with Midoriya, or reinventing the wheel with Midoriya going to Worlds. And that's if he decides to even play a character like that, as he's had some very good representation. But also at the same time, international players showing up for Worlds event. We saw them, especially the Australian crew, come in full force last year with Midoriya. So maybe
Yeah.
they've been cooking. So I want to be like blown away and like maybe Midoriya wins Worlds or whatever. But I think I'll sit here at the back of my mind and go, I mean, I haven't heard Kevin Broberg say anything about these KOF cards like specifically, and Kevin's going to show up with potentially the world-winning deck, right?
Yeah, I got a weird message. Yes. Yeah. Well, Kevin's gonna make his deck the 2 nights before and then get top cuts if not win the whole thing. So like we gotta it's fine. It's whatever. Yeah, I do think that there is specifically the team hero decks. A lot of crazy stuff happening. A lot of like we didn't even talk about like upward Ryokoken of like after
No,
the
yeah,
stack is blocked, clear a card from your card pool for each momentum spent to play the stack powerful ability. It's essentially like spend 3 momentum, take an extra turn if you have the cards to do so. Um, kind of scary. But and the fact that it's powerful, so like you want to block it. Like there's certainly there's a lot of cool ideas to be had here.
there's even
Um,
simpler things like that. I don't want to go through every card, right? But there's
yeah,
even simpler things as Stormbringer. Stormbringer is a throw, and it has the weapon trait on it. So characters like, I'll use Sung Jin Woo as an example,
yeah,
that buff up weapons have a throw, and that is a scaling based character. Of course, I'm talking about the first skill tree, but like the point I'm trying to get at is like something simple as an uncommon like Stormbringer has maybe some home for a character or a kit that somebody's been messing around with going into worlds, and it just like fits that perfect piece in the puzzle of like, yeah, I could use a throw that has a keyword on it that isn't blank, right? Like that's just fine, you know.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to be messed around with, and I like every time that I look at these KOF cards, and honestly, even the KOF characters, like Hydern has my 3 favorite symbol combination, and like very cool. Like that is a character that has life for Falling Titans, order for Mechazoids, and death for um Nymph's Invitation. So you can play this character as like a wombo combo Falling Titans Mechazoid loop, or you can string out and play actual good death stuff, like I was doing
Yeah.
with Not the Brave, and just like play them for real. Oh, and also your moves get speed, and once you play 3 moves, they don't have a hand anymore. Ah,
Well,
cool.
asterisks.
They don't have a hand. It's over. If they had
Okay.
attacks, they would have played them.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's really cool. And not even just that, right? Like, I think that kind of game plan for using cards like Hydern's End, which is, that
Yeah,
idea of getting some immense knowledge that we typically, at least going into this, before these decks came out, you'd have to play your third attack and it had to be a Tri-Gravity Beam to get something along the lines of, like, looking at your opponent's hand and, like, getting rid of certain things.
yeah,
But, like, Hydern's End is allowed to be your lead as long as you have a momentum. And, hey, the set that just came out helps us get momentum, right?
yeah.
So I agree that there's just so much going on, and I just, based off of what your question was, is how much impact on the scale. I think it can only be medium, if not a little bit higher, because I just don't think there's enough time for people to actually sit here and experiment with all this stuff, um, while also still feeling confident of something they would have already been comfortable bringing to Worlds before these decks existed.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing can be said about the champ cards that have been added to the card pool. Obviously, everyone knows that Jacob Johnson's like symbol combination is so incredibly unique and diverse that he can do some crazy stuff. But like, is that going to be enough for people to give them the reps that they need to play this entirely new character card? And they're a 7-hander, so like, you make one wrong step or 2 wrong steps and your run's over, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we are still talking about the world championship that people had to actually work for to get there this year, like quite a bit. And I say actually, like the last ones haven't been. That's not true, of course. But this is the most prestigious event with the most prestigious players, as it has been in the years prior.
Yeah.
That is a risky thing to decide to do with only 5 weeks to go.
Yeah, I feel
That
that.
number's wrong, but
I feel that. When does Godzilla come out? Important for our next question.
March
March.
something.
Okay. Um.
I'll go find it.
Uh. Our question that we have here from the
March.
chat Big shout outs to Skin underscore. Talk about rotation, losing key tech pieces, and what rate of kaiju in the future sets need to do to bridge the gap. I really like the first part of that, losing key tech pieces. When this might be a topic too early for the podcast. We might like dive in a little deeper a little bit
We can
later.
come back. Like
Yeah, we can come back to it.
We can sprinkle some wordings into what we talked about right now, and then
Yeah.
we can keep referring back to it.
I love
We do
it.
that
I
a
love
lot.
it. What are you gonna miss when rotation hits? What are you like, that one, because it's a ton of cards. It's a slew of cards and some really really good ones. You got characters, you got attacks, you got foundations, yada yada. What are you gonna miss with the rotation?
I don't know if it's particularly a singular card, but we are losing a lot of this category of cards I'm about to say, which is very high impact defensive block actions. I'm not just talking about the cycle that we are going to lose from League of Villains, which is including Showdown, which is a card everyone has been playing since it was printed. But I'm also including cards like Ares Smile into this category, right?
Yeah.
And so like these have been tools that people have been using, and maybe I should just say defensive actions period plain simple, because things like Runaway are in the same conversation, right? Of like these are actually deck defining cards that Travis Tangeman won nationals last year because of the strength of Runaway and picking it back up and getting it into your hand because of Krista. Cards like Ares Smile and Showdown trying to shut down these sort of string decks, or repeatable style of cards. Like even Ares Smile, not necessarily being like a perfect answer to like Falling Titans, but like it does help. I think a lot of that kind of stuff is going to be gone. And so either that means they need to be replaced by new similar defensive tricks from Godzilla or a future set soon afterwards, or we have to go back to our roots maybe as a player base and play things like uh, Face Shield again, because that one's still legal.
Yeah. Because of Girl Power and it getting a reprint. Yeah, there's entire like package identities when I think about rotation of like the death symbol is going to change so vastly. Normally when I play the death symbol, part of the reason that I play it is because I have access to Always Cool and Desperate Struggle as like just like two defensive pieces of just like, hey, I'm just gonna shut off the thing you're attacking and like not have to worry about it one time. That it's I'm gonna actually, you're talking about defense, I actually have to like defend myself correctly.
We see the strength of assets right now because of cards like Equipment Heist, and we lose a lot of answers that answer assets.
Yeah.
Hacker Extraordinaire, gone. Pass Through
goodness.
Walls, gone.
Wow.
So like there's so many cards like even like Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken, which is like an offensive board touching piece, gone.
Yeah.
So like you very much have to reevaluate every style of package and deck that you're talking about. I'm like, oh, the death symbol loses these, but what else do other symbols lose? The chaos symbol once again, loses very high impact stuff. We talked about Midoriya. Phantom Threat is gone.
It's gone.
You're actually not allowed to do that specific strategy with that card anymore. And maybe some other defensive pieces that the deck was playing. Sure, yes, you still have things like Hang Ten and Weaknet Sabotage that people are changing and adapting to, but like the Phantom Threat thing is gone. And so if that's the reason people were playing that deck, which I don't actually think that's what it is, but again, people will be forced to adapt because the rotation system makes them do so.
Yeah, I'm just like scrolling through and looking at like all the cards that matter. Things like Broken Psyche, things like Rejuve Smash, Stopping for Breakfast, like actions are on the table, repeated 100% smash, things like
yeah,
like Void Rodan has to completely change, just because like some of its key pieces are there, and there's a slew of zero diffs, a Master's Pride, Surprising Skill, number 10 Pro Hero, all of that is gone as well.
Yeah, you said Master's Pride, and I'm hitting it right now, but like we talked about how the Chaos symbol was going to take a big hit last year on rotation, remember, because it lost the basic trainings, the easy exciteds or whatever. The fact that, like what you just said, of a Master's Pride rotating, there's just actually all the Chaos Zero diffs just are quote unquote bad. Like you're going to just see things like Exhausted Slumber or Tough Skin see play because the rest of them are just blank usually.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like
it's
Banshee Sword Streak needs weapons. You might not be doing that thing. Hostile Introduction. Like, are you a
yeah,
Mighty Nine character? Maybe you're not playing it.
yeah.
And then the other one has a Beckett enhance on it, and then the rest don't exist, right? So it's literally if you're playing a Chaos deck, unless your Attune symbol gets you, I don't know, a playable good block on like a Scream or something like that, you're not gonna play. Like, there's just nothing for you, right?
Yeah, it just depends on like how much new Godzilla wants to fix it. And I will say, and this is we'll talk more Godzilla in the future, I'm sure. Like that
Yeah,
little the design article was like, by the way, 12 symbols. So smart to do first set after rotation. So smart. Hey, let's get everybody's losing something. Let's give everybody something back. I love it. Absolutely love it. But yeah, I think again we're kind of putting the cart a little before the horse, talking about rotation before we've even
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
gotten through the last tournament.
We haven't said goodbye yet.
Yeah,
We haven't said
yeah,
goodbye. We have another event.
yeah. Do you think that let me double check. Yeah, I don't have any topics. I think we just might be yapping for the next hour. Again, everybody, if you want to get your topics in, please. Do you think that there's a world where like people go in and play their favorite character for worlds because it's rotating rather than it's like the best deck in the room? Do you think
100%.
like even the pros? Let's pretend that Hawks is bad, right? Um, like if Hawks was bad, right? Mutant
Ryan still play
Machine
it.
gets banned tomorrow. Equipment Heights gets banned tomorrow. There's no way Ryan shows up the world. It's not playing Hawks. Like there's just like
Yeah,
that guy's just doing that.
yeah. And he's talked to me about it. He's like, there's no reason I shouldn't. Even with the introduction of things like Hero 2, which we can talk about later also if you want to do a side topic.
I'd love to.
Um, yeah, I mean, there's just no reason why if Ryan Levine is if he's known by any other thing in this game as the Hawks guy, you not showing up at the last possible event you can play it in the standard competitive format is probably a mistake, or you will be sad. Because unless Ryan chooses to play a different deck and wins the whole thing with it, I think you can only ever beat yourself up about like not playing your deck or your kind of style. I 100% agree with that. And I think that might be said for a lot of these. I think, this is goodbye to a bunch of other favorite characters. Overhaul, this is
Yeah.
goodbye.
Andrew Holder's
Amajiki,
never playing this game ever again.
that's
He was
true.
he was
But
out and now he's further out.
yeah, Amajiki, goodbye. A
Yeah.
lot of people rode the Mimic train, and he still has shown success even post errata. Goodbye. So like there's a lot of these characters from sets 4 through, ready? I know Shigaraki 3 hasn't made an appearance in anything recently, but like this is technically goodbye.
Yeah.
Um so like and then not only just that, you ready? How many Toga 3 players out there in the world? I mean, this is goodbye.
Yeah, what
So
bad
like
character are they gonna have to play to get on the pie chart this time?
yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like we are talking about the history of our game across the past 2 years, 3 years. And if you plan on playing this game at a standard level competitively, which is the premier format, at least for competitive play, you don't have even the option to do it anymore, which can be a little sad for some people.
Yeah.
As people are already aware, after this, there will only be one full booster set of MHA in standard. This is goodbye to a lot of MHA, at least for when it comes to standard, even though there's an announced other product that comes out this year. And yes, there's still a Midoriya deck that will stay in rotation along with Girl Power. But like, I don't know about how many of the girl power characters are some of people's favorite characters from My Hero Academia, But
Yeah.
let's be real. This is your last time to play Bakugo. Because there's not a Bakugo in girl power. There's not one
Yeah.
in the Midoriya deck. And unless he shows up in the next product, what? So is it time to just show up maybe and play Bakugo 4? Because that guy has had success.
Yeah.
Like, these are things you have to think about if that's something that actually means a lot to you. And I don't know. I get a little sappy about card games. We're a community, we're a family, we're a group of people that have shared interests. And I think My Hero is one of those. Like, I don't know about you. I don't know if you've seen the last season, that has since finished airing now.
I've read
I got
it. I
very
haven't watched it.
I got very emotional. I got very emotional during a lot of those episodes. I think I cried during like 3 of them. Because I mean, it's just been a part of our lives if you've been following it for 10 years.
Yeah.
I think the same thing could be said about these IPs and these cards and these characters that you have the ability to represent at the literal largest stage and best prize in gaming competition. I think a lot can be said about that.
Wild.
Is that not what you? Is
Wild.
that not what you
I
wanted
was
to
reading
hear?
I was reading a comment.
Oh sure.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I read a thing, and I did not want to laugh at one of my amazingly intelligent viewers out loud.
Oh okay.
Yeah. I'm tired of all your sappy shit, and I still get to play with my cards. Let's talk Hero 2. A format
Sure.
that is that Gavin Cale demands that I talk about, and every message that he has sent in my chat has had the words Hero 2 in it.
Sure, yeah, let's talk Hero 2.
First and foremost, who came up with the name? I need to know.
I don't know who it is, but I hate it.
Okay.
I mean, just kidding. I work for UF's Games.
Yep.
I love it. I think it's great. It's incredible.
It's a great. It's a dope name. It's so sick.
Is it very close to what people were already calling it? Yes, which is good because it means you might be fine shifting to the new name.
Mm-hmm.
My only gripe with it is too MHA focused because I think we're gonna look a little silly. Let's get ambitious. 5 years down the line, and we're still calling it the Hero 2 format, and actually the majority of the format is not My Hero products. Why are we calling this a Hero 2 specific call out to a very specific moment in the show of My Hero Academia? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who came up with the name, but apparently they didn't want to call it something else.
Do you think, let's spill the tea. Do you think that it's just because the community did have a really clean name for it in Heroic, and the company couldn't be like, that's a good name. We must name it something that the community didn't come up with.
No, I don't think so. I think they could have picked a billion other words, and it still would have like gotten the point across. Pokemon doesn't own the rights to the word extended format. You know,
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Totally. It could have been anything. I'm not
think
saying
Heroic
go and
is
call it
so
modern or nothing.
Clever though.
Heroic is great. I think Heroic is a great name.
Yeah.
Does Heroic not necessarily have any like context to what it means? Yeah, but like
it's from the MHA forward sets. Heroic, the Hero set forward. That's the name.
They get that point across by also making a direct reference to My Hero in the name, calling it Hero 2. Hero
2 could have been a synonym for My Hero Spotlight. Like it's My Hero Spotlight it's Hero 2.
It's Hero as well. Hero 2.
Hero as well. Yep. You could be Hero 2.
Levi's gonna catch me on stream. I'm gonna call it the Hero as well format.
Yeah.
Hero also.
How do you feel about the format? We currently have the world's laziest ban list for the format. I have a New Year's sub goal that I'm going to be going through and making my dream ban list for the Hero 2 format, and it is heavy-handed. I'm going to be swatting some stuff down, and more importantly, I'm going to be putting a bunch of stuff on a true watch list. I'll be putting things on a watch list, which I think is going to be fun. Like we talked way earlier in the show, we talked about the KOF characters. I think Shunai with Staff Strike is probably fucked up, right? Like that guy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That guy, like, hey, Staff Strike, watch list. Just hey, +5 damage on your Staff Strikes. You just get to add the card in and do the thing. Like, I'll let you. Hey, you get one event. Watch list.
And see, I think that's the big thing. Am I excited for it? 100%. As you know, months ago when you even made a community ran poll of like, if we literally put a gun to people's head and said, if you wanted UVS games to support one more additional format, only one, what would it be? And Heroic beat things like Retro
Yeah.
and even Teams.
Yep.
And so, like, not only is this something I think that people want, it's something I wanted to win, and I want to support it because I'm just a big advocate about card games being accessible to people, and I don't dislike Retro. Obviously, my character card is legal in Retro, and like that's how I started playing the game. But those cards are just unobtainium, and I want people to play the game that I love and the game that you love, and you can only do that if you have cards. And I've got over a playset of MHA set 1 sitting in my apartment right now, and now I get to use those cards again.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of them, like you said, as some of them are pretty strong, but I want to be able to use with my cards, and I think that's the epitome of this conversation, which is there is now, at least inside event form, a format for people to use their cards that are about to rotate. And will forever have a format that they can use their cards that are about to rotate. And yes, Retro got that job done as well, but it's in a different pocket of the era of UFS or Universus, where I think a lot of them share playability compared to some of the stuff in Retro is just so far gone broken and so powerful
Yeah.
that even the modern stuff that exists in some degree is just put in the garbage can or for certain deck archetypes or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I could see a world
And
where
go
MHA
ahead.
set 2 characters are really, really good because they exist with some new stuff that's come out. Or MHA set 1 characters using new tools or whatever. Or vice versa, right? Your characters of today using cards from MHA set 1 and 2 that they were never legal with. And like you said, there's going to be some wacky stuff right away. But I trust in the same idea that I trusted the design team to figure it out when I was working with Standard. I trust them to figure it out. And I also trust that the players love playing broken stuff. I trust that the players will show up with it with the intention of like, hey, this should not be okay, because we should be working together to curate and create this format that is trying to be a new thing.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think what your idea is fantastic. And I think if you have those cards on those lists, people should go watch a list like that and be like, how do I break this card? How do I prove that Tam is right? Bring it to an event, win the whole thing, make the design team have optics on it. You know what I'm saying? Because we're only going to be able to do this from community ran stuff inside events, right? Like,
Yeah. That is the only way that the
because
format
they have
gets healthy, right? Is people go and
correct.
try and break it, and there's only
And
so much.
I've got mine right here. I built one already.
Yeah.
I'm here to support the format, of course. I already built one, and I built my good old boy All Might 3 because he gets to play both Aerial Kokosho
Yes.
and Rising
Yep.
Uppercut.
Yeah.
And they
That
have
is.
his keywords. Oh
Nate
yeah.
was like, we gotta get rid of All Might 3. I'm like, no, I think he just plays those 2 cards the best. I think it will be fine. Maybe you could watch list that guy, but I don't know. Just block it, man. Like, sure, it's an 8 high for 4 or like a 9 high for 4. Who gives a fuck? Who cares, right?
Would you like to see the sauce? There's not really any sauce. So the fun part is you can plus Ultra Enhance as the first enhance on your Aerial Kokoshos, which are base 7 damage, but you have a response on play type damage that you can use across both turns because things like basic training are legal. And then also, as we've seen from the KOF decks, cards like Sleepyhead give +1 damage to your move as long as your opponent hasn't taken any damage yet. They haven't because you're attacking them on their turn.
Yeah.
And it gets a bonus damage if your character's committed. Your character's always committed because it's All Might 3. So
Yeah.
you give 2 damage. Like,
Yeah,
these
that's
Aerial
cool.
Kokoshos are actually for 20, 25, 30 damage sometimes. And I'm also playing things like Training Weights, which if you play well, you can use the enhance on Training Weights on your opponent's move, block it so the damage doesn't matter, play your thing, ready the Training Weights, and now your Training Weights are giving even more damage. And also, remember the way that these reversal type attacks work. You can block with the Rising Uppercut and then also still respond with the Aerial Kokoshos in your hand to have multiple attacks going on your opponent's turn that they must deal with because of how much stats you can give it. Because remember, I give damage based off of cards in your hand. When does your opponent have the most cards in their hand?
On their turn.
Probably when they play 1 card.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to play it. Is it broken? Probably. Should it not exist? Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that shouldn't exist with those attacks that I made from those Street Fighter decks. But that's the whole point. We gotta figure it out.
Yeah. I was sitting there thinking and being like, man, Shigaraki 1's allowed to attack backups. If I hit you with a backup, it just burn you for 5.
Yeah,
Dummy.
Dummy.
Just for everybody at home, on TCG Player right now, you can go get set 1 boxes of My Hero for $31 a box. The format is so unbelievable.
The singles, also
cheap, dirt cheap. The Heroes Clash boxes, $16. $14 for the non first wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think so. Obviously, you said All Might. Are there any other cool tactics and combos that you've looked at for Hero 2 at all?
I mean, there's a billion of them, right? Like people in chat are already saying stuff that they've looked at, right? Like Shadow Talent, Equipment Heist, other stuff like that. Low hanging fruit for people at home. Something that should be on Tam's list is some variation of Dark Shadow Ruin. Like that card's broken with cards like Equipment Heist because it makes them not count.
Yep.
Well.
Yeah.
It's very good already, right? And you don't even have to be Tokoyami doing it. I'm thinking of literally like you can just play Godzilla, and he gets to play things like Dark Shadow Ruin.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, man, why not?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, why not? Because it gets +1/+3 on its own, and then Godzilla gave it the bonus 3.
Yeah.
And it makes your City Rampages not count towards progressive, and blah 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 blah. Like there's a billion things, right? So like, yeah, that's low hanging fruit. So I've thought about it. I'm just gonna play this until something happens to it, and then I'll build some other new, Hero 2 deck. I would be excited to try like, characters that I created. So like Chun-Li, there's a lot of kicks, in the set 1 of MHA, and things like Recipro Acceleration kick, which we saw even like world champion Nick Reagan play with that kind of package and stuff like that. And she does have the order symbol, right? So I'm excited to like mess around with like characters that I've created in the modern day as a designer, and going back and playing with cards that I didn't create and never even thought about these characters with these things together because I'm not a big retro head. And so that kind of stuff is probably what I'm interested in.
Yeah, I'm interested in the format. I think it's neat. I really want to look at it like after this ban list, because there's certainly like some ideas that I instantly like. I know is just gone, right? Like Momo being allowed to exist is baffling to me.
I think there's harder questions too, right? We have to all come to a consensus of like, is what Eraserhead does, like what he does, although I don't necessarily think is anything more egregious than like what Rodan can do, is it a fun experience that we want to have exist in the format, right? Like those similar questions have to be asked.
It is why I'm looking at Shigaraki to get rid of him, because it just says backup strategies like don't get too like if I'm playing any of those characters, like I should just put Shigaraki on my sideboard. Like a 1 out of 10 spot is like a thing, right? Like that's nothing as long as I've got the symbols to do it. Yeah. Man, 4-check Nomu seems kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. I would be upset if Jacob Masur did not have that build for World.
What is the Death 8 diff? What is it? Ravages of War Nomu. Seems fucked up. Yeah. Seems pretty good. But yeah, I think
and it constantly keeps growing, right?
Yeah, it keeps growing, and things.
Because it's not just about now like getting a new set for standard, but it's like we always now get to have that conversation. And people did get to have these conversations with retro. I just think there were other reasons why people weren't looking at retro. For more reasons for people will look at this format. When Godzilla drops in March, as this new format is in this new way to play the game is like being played and being supported, going back and looking at My Hero set 1 character, set 2, set 3 characters with Godzilla cards, or the inverse once again. So like, because they're going to be doing some sort of mechanic or whatever, that they'll probably be interested in some form of card.
Yeah. It's dope. We had another format drop while while we were on break as well with the KOF cards. What are your
True.
thoughts on the 3v3 format?
I think it's fun. I think my big pitch for it is like, I don't think it's super intuitive. Obviously, you still have to know how to play Universus for all of this stuff, but I think it's a lot more interesting because you can like. We're gonna talk about PVE a little bit. It's obviously not a PVE format, but I think of it as a little mini board game experience that you get to play with your opponent, and you know, it goes further than just like the decks that have 3 characters in them, but like you can play the same format with the Godzilla decks, right? Because they have the 3 characters, they're all built technically on the same symbol, right? So
Yeah.
you get to still do all these rules. I think that's really cool. Uh, I'm a big fan of like just other side experience like that, and I see it going to be a fun tool of like trying to get more players into the game and less so about like a hardcore competitive how do we game the system kind of type thing. Um, but if people
I don't
want
know.
to do that, obviously there's no laws against that.
I think that there's again, UVS is the best card game system that exists, and so like iterating on that, and I think that the 3v3 format is probably the best iteration that I've seen. I actually think like gameplay wise, it's actually way better than PVE. Right? It feels like having not played it just on paper. Right? I'm excited to play it.
Sure.
It feels like the actual game itself is going to be very, very smooth. I love the keep 8 permanents, get rid of the rest, pick up from where you left off, just because of how quickly it gets you back into playing the game, which I think is a really, really big deal in a hey, I'm no longer playing that guy format, right? Of I hit you, you knocked me down to 14 health, but I killed you. Well, now you have 14 health to do, and then I'll reset my board as well, and then continue. Like I think that like that format is, and that gameplay loop is really interesting because there's even like there's neat like tactics of when do I let myself get KO'd, right? Of like like when am I supposed to?
You want my favorite one?
Tell me.
Any sort of deck that's like a mill strategy, and you never start as Endeavor, but you go into Endeavor when you've already cycled. So imagine starting the game with X amount of foundations in play, Endeavor, and you've already cycled because of the way that the game functions, right?
Yeah.
So I like stuff like that because these are characters that are meant to have these powerful I'm better at a later point in the game type of effects. And you ready? Even another step. Those cards, because these games take a little longer because you're playing with 3 characters per sit down game, right? The other cards that punish your opponent after they've cycled have a little bit more merit in that kind of format because the games will go longer, et cetera, et cetera. But I like stuff like that. Like in the same context, a lot of those AOT set 1 characters that like can only transform on like 9 foundations or whatever. Imagine not starting the game as them, but Ymir comes in as like the second character, and you're like, "Yeah, man, I got 8.
Dope as hell.
Form 1 down, immediately go to 9." You're like, "Boom, we're ready to go." I think that's really cool.
That is very, very cool. There again, it is Universe is the best game on the planet. It's the coolest shit of all time. Give me more ways to play with my cool cards, and this is a way for me to play with my cool cards. Yeah, it's dope. It's really, really dope. I'm gonna take one more question from the chat, and then I think we're gonna get the hell out of here. It's been about 50 minutes, and I really wish that the
show's called 60 minutes.
Forecast I wish the forecast podcast would start now so that I could raid them.
Oh,
I'm gonna message
somebody.
One more. I do have one more. Yeah. I'm gonna message them and get them started.
Yeah, I'm over here eating some goobers.
Chat, hit us with a question. Gotta wait for 30 minutes for them? Well, that's not happening. This better be a juicy question. Would love to see a 1v1v1 format. Nick Cringe. It technically
It's called
exists,
triple threat.
but it is
Triple threat.
difficult to play. Because
It needs some love.
balancing that is tough.
And it's funny. I said that. I was in Buffalo, sitting next to Kevin Broberg, I think, for dinner, and I went, "Man, I wish somebody in the community would sit down with the triple threat rules and like fix it or make it a little bit better." And Kevin goes, "Well, as the guy that made that format, yeah, I could probably go sit down and look at it again." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize you made it." I just thought, I remember people playing it. Remember when it was like a supported side event at that would have been my first nationals,
Yeah.
the one with platinum.
Yep.
Like they actually ran side events for it, and then I never heard of it ever again.
Yeah. Disaster Dan says, "Do you think Hero 2 will get a regional main event with how much hype is behind it?" This will dovetail into something that Gavin said I will go find it. I'll go find it because it's the thing that I laughed at. Oh wait, I cannot scroll up that far. He essentially said, blah blah blah. I can't wait for UVS Games to make Hero 2 the main format and not standard. Obviously, you work for the company. Take that company hat off and just yap with me. There's just no way that Hero 2 becomes the main format, right? Like it's just like I know people are excited for it.
Never.
It just I don't see that. Does not seem like a UVS Games move.
I'm never gonna say never. I don't think there's any bad ideas when we're talking about brainstorms, right? I mean, here's the reality. You ready? If we all went to Chicago this next year, and there was the Hero 2 format at the same event, that there is supposed to be a standard main event, a retro event, and a teams event, and the Hero 2 side event had more participants than any of those other three things I just said, I think there has to be a discussion. Wouldn't you agree? Is that going to happen? No. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But if all the people that have stopped playing our game since they joined in My Hero 1 showed up to Chicago and said, "Yeah, I'm just here to play the side event," then yeah, Tam, we need to have a conversation. We need to have a real conversation about what do the people actually want. And I don't think there's necessarily my job or anyone else's job to tell you no. Obviously, you came out and supported this thing that we're trying to do. We should give you more reason to support us. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't think that's going to happen. But I think, if the numbers go higher and higher and higher for the Hero 2 stuff, we need to have a real conversation about how much more can we support it. There's only 4 regionals this year or this next year. And I would sit here and ask the players to be like, if there is something you like that we are doing, the number one way to tell us is by showing up and doing it, right? We've done a better job this year at making them at more accessible cities to get to, giving you a lot more heads up on when they are, so getting time off and stuff like that. We are trying to be better, right? We are trying to be better. If you like the thing that we're doing, tell us that we're doing a better job and supporting our thing, and we will support the things that you guys want. We're never. I don't think we're ever going to be like, yeah, we love this thing, and we're like, yeah, let's take it away. Oh yeah. Will it ever beat standard? I think as a guess, I don't think so. I think people already don't like change, and with how much tumultuous change the game has gone through for its 20 years or whatever that it's existed, I think straying away from a standard rotating game is such a big change to how it has always been.
Yeah.
Would have to everyone would have to be in the room for that conversation, right?
And the thing is, it is still taking away the fun things that you love, right? Like an actual Hero 2 healthy ban list is a mile long, right? Because the cards just like weren't made and designed to be healthy, to be what, to not the Wild West side event that Hero 2 is like, it is currently. I'm excited to play all these broken cards. If this was the way that you were winning cardboard, i.e. regionals, and the way that you were winning worlds, you would not feel that way. You would not feel that way.
100%. And I think with your experience too in this conversation, and I've talked a lot with like Wub and Ryan and stuff like that. Yu-Gi-Oh is a non-rotating game.
Correct.
And they have to have a ban list that is a mile long and growing.
Yeah.
And right, for however long that game's been out now, their ban list is a mile long, and they have different versions of what can exist on it, right? Of like only 1 copy or only 2 copies or whatever. I agree with you, Tam, that like when you have a non-rotating format, which is what Hero 2 is, there is just stuff that exists with other stuff that was never meant to exist with that stuff. Like, that's just not what those game pieces were created to do and work with. That doesn't mean you can't try and experiment and give people a new way to play with their toys. But you're right. At some point, someone has to draw the line in the sand of what's acceptable and what isn't. And that is strictly on like a balanced team's job and discretion. But a lot of that is taken in with consideration of how the players feel should exist or shouldn't exist, right? Yeah. So I mean, like, the reality is, I think things like Hero 2 are going to be whatever format the players want it to be.
Interesting.
Because they're going to express their opinions, and they're going to show up with things that they think are unacceptable, or they're going to voice their reasons why they're unacceptable, event after event after event, and that is the feedback that the balance team will need. Because this format is, if it's something that people want, by voting with your attendance and supporting it, there's no reason why UVS Games shouldn't make it the best format it can be for those people that are enjoying that thing.
I mean, I agree fully, and that is the end of that sentence.
It is the end of that sentence.
That is the end of that sentence. I will not add any more stank onto the end of it. Here's a fun one for you. If you won a regional, what backup would you be? Because this is a tough question. This is a tough question.
I think. Do you pick one for playability? Do you pick one for the meme? Or do you pick one because you don't think anyone else will pick it?
That's the question.
I think it depends. Am I the first one to win one, or am I like
you are the first? You were the first one. You're the first guy to win it.
Oh, then I'm picking Shakas, and it's in my likeness. No one will ever play me because I'm not very good. But I want my picture and my art to be the picture of Shakas.
That's very funny.
And then anyone else that would do it after me is just a poser.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
That's it. That's easy.
I'm picking Mechazoids.
I think Mechazoids is great. Mechazoid.
Yeah.
You ready? Here's another one. I think Little Mister is a really good choice.
Little Mister's so good. So good. Especially if you like could get the art that's like an homage to Little Mister. Just like sitting on a shoulder. Like sitting on somebody's shoulder. Yeah.
Same idea, right? And I'm going to say this as somebody who doesn't have all the rules fleshed out on what people should be allowed and shouldn't be allowed to pick. I think a mechanically unique promo like Little Mister should absolutely be available to be picked because it's just putting more in the pool, right? Like that's just what we want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Little Mister is such a good choice. And Little Mister's at least playable, you know? I think Shakast is not playable.
He's not playable at all.
Or to some degree. Yeah. I mean, Game 2 is fine, but like, I don't know. It's not for what his stats are, right?
I just want Exterminate Mutants to like pop the homies out, you know? I want to flood a little Tams to just
I think
come out. That's sick.
I think the fun part about the Mechazoid one is not like the Jaeger's follower decision, which is Jaeger's follower, you can just put 10 copies of yourself in.
Yeah.
I think, like what you just said, there is a deck archetype out there where you can just loop the same Mechazoid over and over and over again. And could you imagine? You're like, well, yeah, I'm only playing like one copy of Mechazoid, and it's me. And I'm just going to loop me over and over again.
That's great. That's so good.
That, I think, is like the. Because, like, that's the same idea, right? Is like, winning a regional is obviously a big enough achievement. I literally think that, like, giving the players these, like, image yourself as a backup is just icing on the cake. Like, it's really just icing on the cake, right? And it's a good icing, don't get me wrong, as it's like that step below the create a character, which I know so many people really want to do. So if I'm gonna be a backup for some capacity, I'm not gonna pick some like actual broken standard card, right? For people to put in their deck. No, I want to be there. Like, yeah, dude, that's the Shakast guy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I do want you to put 8 Tam Cardwells in your deck, and I want
That's fine too.
And I want Exterminate Mutants to pull me out out of the discard pile. That sounds sick.
And you ready? And I think it's also smart for the people out there that's like, if the first person picks Mechazoid, and then at the second regional they go, I also want Mechazoid.
Yeah.
And then the first 8
4-4.
people that yeah, or 4-4. But then the next 8 people or 7 people that pick it, you can then do one of each in the deck of the full suite of 8. And that's the same idea, I think, with the Jaeger's followers, is you and your friends. You know, the first 10 people to get a Jaeger's follower, you can play 10 unique arts of real people that you know.
Yeah.
I think that is so brilliant, right? I think that's so fun and unique. And I think the backup card type is the perfect place to do that, right?
It's so cool, man. I love backups so much. I think we're going to spend the next 6 hours talking about how dope backups are. I think that's where we're at.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please.
Did you read a brief synopsis of things in Godzilla?
I did not. I did not read it fully.
Okay,
but I can pull it up.
I don't know how else I can ask this then, because like know, like how they always do the like card effects out of context or whatever.
Yeah.
And people lose their minds. I want your like knee-jerk reactions, you know, of the teaser stuff.
Let me.
Okay, so can I read them to you, and then we'll see your reaction?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll start with the known quantities, right? A new type of token. Initial thoughts on the power token. Have you seen it?
One second. I have. I'm trying to fix the header.
Okay. Oh, sure.
One second. Did I misspell Godzilla? There's just no way. No, I did not. Okay. For some reason it doesn't like the made up word. Weird. Power token. It looks really cool. It does not look very inspired. I almost wish that it was a little more ored or like bullet pointed. Like, imagine your power token was.
Oh, okay. Plus, you got spoiled with the Roman cancel one. 100%
I did. 100% I did.
Okay.
And like, it needs to be damn easy to like pull these off because like having an ability that says I can put +2 damage whenever I want is not. I'm gonna use these words, and it might tell you where I'm at. Isn't necessarily exciting, if that makes sense.
Sure. I think that's fine.
Yeah, it's exciting to Roman cancel.
Exciting.
That is exciting.
I would agree. I think the exciting things, and I'll leave it at this as we go on to the other stuff, is that this is a token now that exists in your stage, which has other context.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Super excited for Reiner 2. Super excited for Reiner 3. Those are neat. Yeah, there's some other card text that are dope.
All right, out of context cards. You ready? Knee-jerk reactions. I don't need a whole paragraph, okay?
Yeah.
This is an ability on a card. This card gets -1 difficulty for each infinity symbol card in your stage.
Does power have a symbol on it?
No.
Okay, I think this card's fine.
Okay. While this card is in your stage, all attacks get +1 damage.
Scary.
Okay. Form, remove. Remove 1 copy of some card from your hand. Name a card. Search your deck for up to 3 copies of that card, reveal them, and add it to your hand. So one-sided Koenmas,
Yeah.
but you remove a thing from your hand.
If it's a foundation, broken. If it's an action, probably okay.
Response, spend 1 momentum. After you block with this card, ready your character.
It's interesting. I think this really depends on symbols. If it has things like Koenma or Karama symbols, Karama has a commit cost. Like I've got 2 Karamas. I'll cancel your thing. I'll block. I'll rewrite a Karama and be like, 1 more, big boy. Like, like that sounds sick.
No,
I think really symbol dependent. It sounds sick.
I think that's the key stuff, right? Is like these high impact commit abilities, right? Toru is legal, right? Because of girl power, and she's got this big thing. Okay. Response: after you play a keyword ability, draw 1 card.
Response : after you play a keyword ability,
response:
draw 1 card.
yes. Response:
no cost to this. I hope it's not.
Well, the cost is that you have to play a keyword ability.
Scary, very very scary. Like there are so many. Let me text on 1 on a thing. That seemed like nuts.
Blitz, mill 2. Remove 1 card from your discard pile. This attack gets +X speed. X is equal to the printed difficulty of the removed card.
Terrifying. Yeah, absolutely terrifying. This card better not hit very hard.
There's a couple more that are specifically in regards to power tokens, and as if you've already been looking at spoiler season, obviously some people have shown some stuff off. Blitz, commit up to 2 power tokens. Seal 1 rival foundation for each power token committed this way.
Fine. Again, how easy is it for me to generate power tokens?
Sure.
Yeah, that is just the big question.
This attack gets -1 difficulty for each power token in your stage, max -4.
This is scary because of what power tokens are. So this card says that generating power tokens is easy because you can have up to 4 of them easy, right? Or the card is worthless and bad. But if we're saying the card is good, it means that not only is it -4 difficulty, but it's also +8 damage. And that is a finisher to be very proud of.
Enhance, sacrifice this, and sacrifice 1 power token. Ready up to 2 foundations with difficulty 2 or less.
Is this tenacious?
No.
It's whatever.
So it's turn a non-foundation and a foundation into 2 readied resources, right? Enhance, sacrifice 2 power tokens. The next card you play this turn ignores progressive difficulty.
A cool one of index that want to just slam something at the end, but sacrificing 2 power tokens is -4 damage, which you want to put on your finisher at the end. And so, again, it depends on how easy these power tokens are to generate. If generating 2 power tokens is like an acceptable cost to play ignore progressive difficulty, which is like a scary thing to do for like most bombs, it is probably fine. I don't know. I just wanted the power tokens to be flashier.
No,
I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled.
I think
I like the concept though.
Wrong with simplicity. You know, I think simplicity is sometimes nice and clean. You know.
Totally. I think my favorite part about the power token is that it's agnostic.
Correct.
There is no reason that we're like every set from now on doesn't generate a power token. We should just be allowed to do that. That's okay, right? It's very hard to generate a Roman cancel token in my Mortal Kombat set. That's difficult. Yep. That's difficult. But power, put that shit on everything.
And remember, they'll be on back of character cards, so they'll be everywhere.
Oh, will they?
Yeah,
That's dope.
that's the cool tech.
Right,
Yeah, I
right.
mean it. Carried over from set to set.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So they don't eat up a card in your pack, which feels bad.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
There you go. That was my fun little
Um,
thing.
man, I have 30 people watching. I would feel so bad if we didn't raid them. So I guess
Well,
we
what do
will
the 30
just
people want?
hang out.
And you haven't. I'm not going to ask you about like any of the current cards that have been spoiled because I'm sure you will make your own form of content
My
doing
plan
that
is to do that on Friday. I'm gonna go through everybody else's cards and then do my
during the
cards
week.
live on stream.
Oh yeah, that works.
And I will keep that trend up until we are out of spoilers. Is just to do a big recap on Fridays.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm obviously I haven't uploaded a video in a while. I'm waiting for I'm genuinely waiting for a big thing, but the more and more I wait, the more and more I have to cover because I will be playing catch up. But as we go into like Spirits Forge, as I now talk about Riftbound for a little bit,
With that, Chad, thank you all for hanging
I'm
out for the Tam and Barrett Universus Super Show. I'm gonna end the recording right now. It's been fun. It's been rad. Next week we're coming back with the Tam and Barrett Riftbound Super Show. It's gonna be dope. Make sure you tell your friends, tell your mom, let her know that she can come on and be on the cast. Ask all of her Riftbound questions, which I'm sure she has plenty. Like, why did they all sell out within negative 2 minutes? What are we doing about bots? Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Bye. Okay, we are no longer recording. We're just vibing. We're vibing for 10 minutes until they go live.
reviving.
Sorry, I'll put up the other
cookies. We
logo.
like cookies.
It's now the Riftbound Super Show.
So I'm on break. Is the point I'm trying to get at? I'm on break. I haven't uploaded a video. I have videos ready to go. I'm genuinely just like, I would like for these arcane boxes to get to my doorstep so that I can like kick off the new year by doing this giveaway thing that I want to do.
Yeah.
And like being able to turn it over while I upload these videos that I have lined up, basically. So I'm basically just like waiting for that. It also is nice because we're in this lull period, at least in the West, of like waiting for set 2, right? But people are still experimenting with it. But I still have content to cover. Like I still have to cover all of these Chinese regionals that are happening every weekend this month.
Oh, are the regionals happening?
Those. Yeah, there was already one last weekend.
Oh, I did not realize. Is there one this weekend?
There's one this weekend. So that's the point.
What
it's
time?
like I have stuff I need to go over. Chinese hours. And I'm not available to do it.
Well, then never mind.
I'll be busy. Yeah. I can probably do the one after that. But
I don't think that I will be able to. I've got friends miss that day.
That works. There you go. Crema. That's what people call it.
Crema?
Crema.
What is crema?
I learned that this year.
I didn't ask when you learned. I learned what it was. What is crema?
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's Christmas.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I learned.
Yeah.
Have you played with any set 2 Riftbound stuff?
I have, yeah. Just like testing stuff and experimenting, like with what I want to do.
Yeah. What have you played with?
Rek'Sai. I want to build Rek'Sai. I just think she's fun, and I enjoy Rek'Sai as a champion in League of Legends. She's the new
over. I get it.
New red yellow girl that looks at the top cards of your deck.
Oh, that character is dope. That character does kickflips, dude.
Yeah, she's cool. I like her a lot. I want to build Azir. Azir is like the new Victor, but on yellow green. He has to play equipment.
Yeah, that guy's dope. That guy's super cool.
I was not interested in playing him until they showed off a common, which is the Eye of the Herald or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is just a one-cost equipment that just says
makes a guy.
When you do the thing, keep making more recruits. And I was like, oh, that sounds so fun. So I want to build Azir.
Me and Andrew Porat played our top 8 last week, and I got to play Galactic Renata Glask. Glask. I won at 4 points, and it was buck wild, dude.
Were you doing like the Heimerdinger copies the other effect, do it in your base, gain a bunch of points? Or
No, 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 no. Wait, do it in your base. What?
so Renata has the champion unit, the blue one, that says pay a bunch of power, gain a
Yeah,
point.
yeah. Only
She
playable
can
at a
only
battlefield.
activate that at a battlefield.
Yeah,
Heimerdinger gains all abilities or all commit abilities of cards that exist in your wherever that you control.
yeah.
Heimerdinger doesn't gain the other line of text that says only playable at a battlefield. So you never have to put Renata Glask on a battlefield, and
Ex-
Heimerdinger will just gain the ability to gain points.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
That's broken. I had to work
Yeah.
so hard to get that lady up at the thing. It was insane. But
yeah,
no, I
which
would.
is also why like Hostile Takeover is her card, which that card is so cool.
It's so sick. It's so sick.
Yeah, because that's gonna like help you keep her on a battlefield, right? But yeah. So Heimerdinger's the cheese way to do it.
It was. Wow, I'm for sure building that. That's crazy. It was. It was. Put her up on a thing, like clear one battlefield, and then time warp,
Yeah, time
and
warp
then
works,
just like, oh, whoops, I guess. All right, I'll get my whole point. I'll do the thing. Oh, I have enough gold. I'll second time warp. I guess that's fine.
I think what I wanted, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to build too many decks for Riftbound because the cards are harder to get a hold of.
Yeah.
So it's not that I don't want to build things like Renata, but I think I want to keep Ari built, and that kind of same technology. I can put the Renata Glass like champion unit
Yeah.
in Ari. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So that I'm already trying to do the time warp stuff and use the Ari that says gain an extra point when you hold. So I think that's what I want to do. I also want to keep set built, but as I've now listed to you two different decks that aren't set two decks, and I've now also told you a bunch of set two characters, there's a lot of overlap
Yeah.
here of like cards I want to use. The good news is a lot of like the yellow cards that are like harder for me to get a hold of that set uses aren't necessarily the same stuff I can put in the both Azir and Rek'Sai. So I'm trying to be a little strategic about it, but as you know, like I can't play in events because
Right.
as part of OP, I will be busy
Doing
helping
OP
make them
stuff.
good.
Yeah.
But I want to still have like casual 4-player decks or 2v2 decks, stuff like that. I want to be a big advocate of those kind of like side formats, as I will already basically be doing coverage for all the competitive stuff anyway. At least behind the scenes or on my YouTube channel, or if they ask me to commentate again.
Yeah.
That's kind of the goal, is like I want to be more like on my own, like casually focused playing wise. I don't necessarily want to see myself building the competitive decks. I just need to learn about them,
Yeah, I don't care about competitive decks. I think Kitchen Table Riftbound's way more interesting, and honestly, just watching Riftbound's very fun. My thing is just making sure that like Rule 0 applies, and if I have a deck that is a 9 out of 10 power level, and you have a deck that's a 9 out of 10 power level, we're both playing at the same time. And it feels like currently, in the stuff that I'm doing, it is all, hey, let's get a little crazy and see how pushed we can make stuff.
And that's the thing too, is like just because I think that's why I love especially the free for all format, is that same conversation thing you said of, oh, I'm playing a 10 out of 10 competitive. Well, that's for 1v1 Riftbound.
Yes.
And actually, sometimes your competitive 1v1 Riftbound decks are not good in multiplayer because there are two other people sitting at the table along with you and your other opponent. And like that was what I learned about like Annie. Like Annie is obviously incredibly powerful and is only going to still be powerful in the next with Spirit Forge. But Annie is not that good in multiplayer because you only have 2 energy up for 3 of your opponent's turns, and it is not as high impact. So like, because I also have Annie built, as you know, but I think that's one of those decks that I feel comfortable tearing apart to help build something new from Spirit Forged, and I won't be too upset about it because she doesn't really play 4v or free for all very well anyway. So
yeah. But I am enjoying set 2 way more than I thought I would. Just looking at the cards, I was like, this feels like honestly, it feels like a very different game. Truthfully,
Yeah.
it feels vastly
It
different.
brought in just enough new stuff and new mechanics of like quick draw with equipment, weapon master to go with equipment, but also here's gold, right? Basically like treasure tokens from
Yeah,
Magic,
yeah,
and like it all, and the repeat mechanic, which like it's just like a sprinkling of all these little things as well as like a whole new set of characters for you to build your deck around.
hmm
But it still doesn't feel like overwhelming because it's still two sets of cards,
yeah.
I think it is kind of like that really nice spot. And I'm more excited for even more stuff to be coming out because, I mean, they've shown us there's going to be 4 sets this year for Riftbound. Um,
Yeah.
I'm trying not to dox myself. Sorry, I know too much. So like, and I know too much, and so I'm excited for basically once Riftbound hits the ground running this year on like in the Western environment. I think it is not going to slow down, and it's just going to be basically like I'll be able to pump out content as much as I want. There will always be something to be talking about. The
Yeah.
meta and the format will constantly be changing, but like until we kind of like hit that event, because like even literally next month, at least here in the West, 2 regionals back to back, and I literally made I didn't make a deal, but I made a bet with one of the Italian people that we're working with for the regional over there. I made like a fun bet with him. I said I would bet you a beer that the same legend doesn't win, back to back regionals. And the only reason why we made that bet was because they were very, they had their throwaway comment of, like everybody else did last set of, oh my gosh, Draven is everywhere. I can't believe Draven's so good. Wah wah wee wah, Draven's gonna win everything. And I sat there and I said, I bet you as soon as those cards hit the West, there's no shot the same person or the same legend wins 2 events back to back. There's no way.
I
I
mean,
think the game is so widespread.
we watched it happen with Kaisa and Annie, right?
Literally.
Like it just didn't happen with like like it didn't
Yeah.
happen. The meta across the sea is just vastly different. It's
For
just
3 weekends in a row, the one before Houston, Houston itself, and the weekend after, we saw Set win a whole thing, Annie win a whole thing, and Misfortune win a whole thing. 3 weekends, 3 different legends won something, and they were for high stakes, like big prizes. Yeah, man. Like I just think, everyone's sky is falling doomer based off of how what China's playing. I think that Western players are just they got a little more gusto in them, man. They're willing to make the harder stuff to win with work. Like they're willing to really figure it out and read metas and do a ton of playtest hours, and I'm excited for it. And yeah, Riftbound's really cool. But
that's for next weekend.
That's for next week.
Let me hit us with a raid for the 4Checks cast. They're doing their card previews today, and so please go over there and support them. Thank you all for hanging out. Thanks for watching this one. If you're over on YouTube, I cannot raid you over there. It is a Twitch show, so go look up twitch.tv/4checkscast, all one word, no spaces and whatnot, and go look and see what my goat Kevin Broberg has to say about their very cool card. And here's where I get to tell my buddy Barrett, I got to see what the card is. Holy shit, that guy's broken. Holy shit, that guy's fucked up.
Who it is?
Guys, hey, I'll tell you after stream. All right.
Who it is.
Thank you all for hanging out. I do greatly appreciate it. We'll catch you all next time. Bye, everybody. Bye.